Hi friends, and welcome back to my channel and today's video. So the Swedish word of the day is neighbor, which is a Swedish granne. The reason why I thought about this is because my neighbors or my grannar is going at it at the moment. So yeah, anyway, I have started doing a lot of throwback videos with some of the palettes within my collection, and when I do these videos I always let you guys vote, but in the meantime, so say for instance that I'm uploading a video using a certain palette and then you vote and then I start filming it, then I might have some time in between to film another video but without you voting. So I just decided to take one of my palettes that I wanted to use, and I decided to take the Juvias Saharan 2 palette. This is my favorite palette from Juvias. I know that there's been a lot of Juvias videos at the moment, but it's alright. Anyway, this is my favorite palette from Juvias. As I said, I have used and abused this palette so much. You can see that this is kind of beat up. As I said, I freaking adore this palette. A lot of these shades has dips in them. The only one that I think I've never really used is this shade, even though I've dropped this palette a few times, and this shadow is the one that always breaks. That's why it's looking a little bit beat up. But other than that, I adore each and every shade in this palette, especially this shade. So this shade I always use when using this palette. I usually pull it in with other shades or other palettes as well, I mean. So today I decided that I'm not allowed to use that shade. I am allowed to use whatever I want, but not this shade, just because I wanted to use the other mattes a little bit more, and I decided to do this sort of look, you know, a little bit more winged out. My highlight might cover up a little bit of the winged out thingling. I'm not a pro at this yet, but I'm trying and I'm learning. I have so many tutorials with this palette. I have 3 looks 1 palette. I have a bunch of videos with this, and I adore this palette. I love it. I know that the mattes look a little bit boring, but you know, I am a colorful lover, but this is the one palette I would recommend you guys to get because it's so good. As I said, I adore this palette, and I think that this palette is really underrated, so I wanted to do a look with it and at the same time challenge myself a little bit. So that's what I did today. So if you want to see how I did this look, then please just keep on watching. So I haven't filmed my intro yet, but I'm sure I've talked about this in the video that I am going to use the Juvias Saharan 2 palette, which is my personal favorite Juvias palette, but I am not allowed to use this shade. So I am going to expand the use that I have from this palette, because you can see very, very clearly which shades I tend to go for. So I thought that I would stay away from that back and only dive into the other ones. So I am going to start off with the shade Tasa, which is this one. So I'm gonna do that winged out effect that I've done a couple of times. So I'm just gonna start right here. We can always clean this up later. And don't forget to tap your brush off, since I am doing it anyway, because I've already done my base, as you can see. Taking it under my eyes as well. This is like the hard part in my opinion. I'm taking a little bit more on this Morphe brush, and I'm just gonna swoop this up a little bit. I'm just gonna drag this out a little bit as well, because I don't want it to be like too intense. So that's why I'm going in with my Sigma E40 brush, and I'm just going to start, oh, my eyes is tearing a little bit, but I'm just gonna start blending the edges a little bit. This up a little bit, and just same thing here, just dragging it out a bit. And then I'm just going in a little bit right here. I'm just kind of wiggling the edges because I don't want it to be that intense. So I feel like we don't really have that great shape. So I'm just gonna take my sponge that I used before when I applied my makeup, and I'm just kind of pressing this just to remove a little bit of the shade, so to speak. I did this on the other side as well, and it didn't ruin any. I can't talk. It didn't ruin anything. Can you see now that not everything is gone, obviously, but it's like a little bit more, you see the difference. So I'm going back with this brush, and then I am just going to drag this up a little bit. So now I'm gonna dip into the shade Fess, which is this darkest brown in the palette. I'm just gonna apply this inside right here. Just applying this ever so slightly, just like so. And then I'm just going in with this brush once again. It doesn't have anything on it. I just rubbed it off a little bit on my pants. And now I'm just gonna start blending out the edges. I'm taking a little bit more of the shade on this, on the shade Fess, I mean, so that is the darkest brown. And I'm just gonna add this on right here. So I did just do a little cut crease or half a cut crease just because I wanted to, I don't know, I do that all the time in my videos, so I thought that I would just skip it, so I didn't even film it. But now we are going to dive into some color. So we can go all matte, of course, but we're not gonna do that. So we have these 6 shimmers to work with, and I really wanna hop into this blue and then also this mint. So I'm going to start off with the deep blue that is called Berber or Beer. And I am going to spray my brush, there it is, with the Ofra one. I just cannot with this spray, like I literally smell like a man. So I'm just popping on this right here, and this is such a beautiful blue. I have a few favorite blues, and this is one of them, like shimmer blues I'm talking about. So one is this one, and then one is in the Urban Decay Moondust palette, and then one is in the Dose of Colors Francation palette. Those are my favorite blues. And then closest right here to my lid, I'm going to put on the shade Chef Chownin, which is this minty one. Something that I've done multiple times is to take this like darkest blue all over my eyes and then go over it with this one. That just creates the most beautiful shade. It's really, really pretty actually. So we are not completely done. One of my favorite things is to take this, whoops, just dug my nail into one of the mattes. But one of my favorite things is to take this shade, which is called Nomad. This blends in really good with the mattes. So I'm going to take this just right here. I know that this is gonna look a bit strange. So now what I'm gonna do is that I am going to take a mix of both of the 2 mattes that we have used, topping my brush off, and then I'm just gonna go into this shade. I'm going in with a little bit more of the shade Berber, just going over the shimmer, taking my finger like so, Just kind of blending them into each other. Going in with a brush again that had all of the mattes. And done. So I did go ahead and do this eye off camera, and now I'm gonna go ahead and do this eye on camera. I'm currently, I was stuck because I'm watching Shane Dawson's conspiracy theory videos, and yeah, I just kind of stuck. But I am going to take the darkest blue shade and just kind of intensify this a little bit more. Whoops. Okay, watch out for the fallout. And then I'm taking the mint shade. And then I'm just gonna drag the mint shade to the darkest blue, flip my brush, drag the darkest blue to the mint, and then I'm just gonna kinda do that for a bit till I feel satisfied, which is like right now. But now I'm going to dip into this darkest shade. I'm just taking a little bit on my Sigma E36 brush. Where's my mirror? There it is. And then I'm just gonna take this ever so slightly just above right here. And then I'm taking a mix of the two browns and just going under my eyes right here. And now I'm just taking a little bit of glitter glue right underneath my eye. Just a little bit. This is only because I want the shadow to stick the entire day. And then I'm gonna take the shade Nomad once again, which is the shade in the middle. And I'm not spraying my brush. Okay guys, I am done. This is the finished look with the lipstick, the highlight, and everything like that. I did go over the highlight a little bit, or the like winged out effect with my highlight. It wasn't intended. It just sort of happened. So yeah, what are you gonna do, right? But yeah, that is gonna do it for today. I really hope that you enjoyed this little video from me. Don't forget to like it if you did, dislike the video if you did not like it. Don't forget to subscribe if you are new here and if you like my content. And I will see you guys in my next video, probably tomorrow, but maybe the day after that. Bye!